Founded in 2018 by former Apple veterans, Humane has faced a roller coaster journey. Despite initial excitement for their AI pin, which uses laser projection, the device received poor reviews due to issues like reliability, battery life, and overheating. Now, just weeks after this very challenging launch for them, they're exploring a potential sale valued at 750 million and $1 billion. So, Raj, I must say, I wouldn't mind having a catastrophic launch and then being able to sell my product for $1 billion. I'm not sure what your thoughts are.
It just shows how hot AI is right now. You can build a crap product and just get $1 billion for that. Is what I'm gonna say once they sell it for $1 billion. Till then, I'm not sure what they will sell it at and if they can. But what an interesting space, right? These guys launch, really good campaign, I must say. And I saw this humane pin on YouTube, and it was Wall Street Journal. I was like, wow, what a awesome product! I need to go and buy it. And so the reviews of the product, which basically it's a AI tool which can see, hear, and can react with voice. And yeah, yeah, as you mentioned, it has all kind of problems, overheating, battery life, and just a really badly tested product.
Yeah, yeah. Do you think they rushed it, from prototype to MVP to publicly available product? Do you think that, I know that in Silicon Valley they kind of like move fast and break stuff, but I mean, there's a threshold as well, isn't there?
Absolutely. Given that they had partnership with like OpenAI, I believe Sam Altman and OpenAI, sort of invested money and gave them some proprietary tech. I wish they had taken some more time to test it, trial it out, sort out these challenges with their battery overheating and just crap results when querying it, for example. That would have really helped to launch something more substantial. Because after them, there were two other products which were launched, like Ray-Ban's sunglasses with Meta, some Ray-Ban Meta, and then Rabbit R1. Rabbit R1 being like this orange, looks like a pack of cards, and has a much better interface compared to what they have, works better. And sunglasses by Ray-Ban and Meta also are really interesting as well. They're doing a great job at that, with looking at things and being able to answer questions. So all three of them are doing multimodal inference using AI. And this take some more time and got it right. That would have been awesome.
Yeah, yeah. Now, you've mentioned Rabbit and Meta's AI-powered Ray-Bans. So this is kind of becoming a really competitive landscape. It's taking the wearables market like a step further from just your kind of Fitbit and Apple iWatch and so on. So what are the key factors that you think will determine success in a rapidly crowding marketplace?
Well, as they say in tech, to really be adopted by consumers, you have to be 10x better than what's already out there. So let's go back to the launch of the iPhone. iPhone was easily 10x better than BlackBerry, which was back then called Crackberry, because it was like one thing if you sleep and you see a red light blinking, you'll wake up and want to check your BlackBerry. And the interface was all through sort of a wheel and some keyboard like interface and a small screen, generally black and white, or just black and sort of grayscale. So from that came the iPhone, and you had your music, you had your emails, you had everything into one place. And the way Steve Jobs launched that, probably the best salesperson in the history of mankind, it is in the digital age. That whole package was incredible, and that launch was incredible. Now compare that with the Humane Pin. The prices are as much as a smartphone. Doesn't work. It's not been properly tested. Doesn't add 10x more value than having OpenAI on your phone. The interface pretty much doesn't work. It's a bit buggy. it's challenging. You can't launch a tool like that and expect it to fly. You have to get it better. You have to get it more intuitive. And the thing is, there has to be a bit more intuition added to these products as well. There is, for example, two opportunities here with AI itself. One is the AI which links to the internet. The other one is edge AI, the stuff which is built into the device. They have to maximize one of these two. Ideally, maximize the edge AI, which is the AI on the device, and then connect to the internet when required. That will get better, perhaps better user experience. Equally, there has to be better results for the user. There's no text better than what you already have with using your OpenAI or Perplexity on your phone. Why would you bother buying one of these?
Mm-hmm. Now, how do you think that the Humane PIN, the impact of the PIN and wearables in general is going to impact broader AI startup um, companies? What does it suggest about investor confidence in emerging AI technologies?
Personally, I am super bullish about these AI hardware startups and the ecosystem. I believe this is going to be a massive game changer for everybody. Why is that? AI brings a bit of intuition to our lives, which already to some extent phones are doing. But I think we can really up the game with the intuition. And that's what AI does really well. It's multimodal by default. And the good news is whenever they launch a new version or upgrade the model on these AIs, so Claude AI, or if it's OpenAI or any other tool which is being used by default in these tools or gadgets, they also upgrade by default as well. There's
Mm.
constant availability of improvement. Plus, they already are very good, and internet now is available fairly easily on these devices with just a SIM card attached to it. So all in all, with 5G technology, rapid internet, good, quicker AI models, and just a good sense of power using battery, we can build something very intuitive. And there was a article I saw today about Google launching through an investment another smart headphones or earbuds, something of that sort, which will produce great music, but also have AI built into it. This is just the beginning, tip of the iceberg. We'll see many more of these hardware startups coming up, all powered by the likes of these big 4 or 5 models.
Yeah, yeah. Now, you mentioned improvements. Humane is working on improvements for his device. I'm sure that whoever has bought it for $1 billion hopes that the improvements come before the money goes through. What, in your view, are the essential advancements needed for wearable AI to achieve mainstream success? You've mentioned edge, faster AI models. How can companies like Humane overcome the current obstacles?
Well, the one thing for sure is that they need to have more intuition. They need to have a problem-solving ability, which you can't do currently with what you have on your phone. And it has to be 10x better. That's the base mark to be adopted rapidly. Else it'll come flash in the pan, will go away very quickly as well. So like, for example, Rabbit R1 has a much better user interface. It's far more engaging, quicker, a bit better battery life, bit better user interface. But what's interesting is that it is good, it's lighter, it's faster, but it's still not really adding 10x more value. It's not doing that kind of value addition, and that's not interesting at all. It has to be something which is groundbreaking, and that takes a lot of time, a lot of experimentation. It's not easy to do that.
Mm.
All in all, there needs to be better hardware, faster inference of what user requires, so models will get better. Maybe a bit of edge AI can help with that. For example, better battery life, perhaps uh, cheaper, so more like Rabbit R1 prices than the expensive Humane PIN pricing, which was, well, as I mentioned, price of mobile phone. I think this is the beginning of it. But the more intuitive it is, for example, the Ray-Ban Meta collaboration is very interesting because now you're seeing stuff and you have headphones into the sort of the actual sunglasses. That is very, very interesting. But sunglasses can't be worn indoors. So,
Mm.
well, how will you use it then? So there has to be a better interface as well. Maybe it is earbuds. Maybe it is like an Apple Vision opportunity. We
Mm.
don't know. Someone has to kind of work on everything as a package together to make it better. Else it won't sell.
Yeah, yeah. Now, right at the beginning of the conversation, I mentioned thresholds. And so I'm going to flip this conversation on its head by asking you a question about a different sort of threshold. What is the threshold, if you will, in terms of handing so much of our lives over to the digital, like a digitally integrated version of ourselves? I mean, we're already struggling with smartphone addiction, social media. People can't put their get off of social media. They're posting like the most random things on social. I mountain bike and I'm on Strava, so there's a joke that if it didn't happen on Strava, it didn't happen. You've also got your VR headsets, where, as amazing as the technology is, why do you want virtual reality when you can use your eyeballs and have regular reality? So where's the threshold in terms of wearables? Where's the market heading, and how much control should we be giving a pair of Ray-Bans and a pin that projects things? How much control should we be giving them?
I think the answer is going to be different for different people, right? It's not going to be one answer fits all. Here's my experience, and I think perhaps that is a starting point. There used to be a time where to develop presentations, answers for questions, even via WhatsApp sometimes, or emails, which are long and complicated, or reviewing a presentation and saying, giving them feedback on it, was a task and a half. Today, when I get a design for feedback, I just put the whole design to ChatGPT and say, give me some ideas on what should I say. And I get great ideas, and I pick and choose what I want to give feedback from those ideas.
Mm.
My life has become so much easier, faster, more convenient, the back of this. And that for me means that I want more of it. It's like a drug. Once you get into AI and you know life becomes easy, you want more and more of it. You constantly want more to make your life faster, easier, better. I can now produce hours and hours of content, which I obviously use a filter mechanism to figure out which is appropriate for me, but it just adds so much value and speed for myself, which is very powerful. Number two, yes, this is coming to a point where it's becoming too intrusive. For example, recently we saw the Google Gemini 1.5 launch and the ChatGPT 4.0 launch. Both of them talked about real-time videos being used to infer information, and they have memory. So, for example, if you saw a glasses on your desk and your video went through, you can say, go back in time and find where my glasses are. And so, because it saw it, it can point it out. So that is sort of Black Mirror territory.
Mm.
Black Mirror being the virtual reality is never going to happen, and it's happening in a lifetime, right? So it's sort of stuff which scares a lot of people, including myself. But as we get more technology coming through, we adapt to it. You would have asked me 25 years back if I would allow someone to know about my updates on a social media site or like an online site. I would have said, no way. And then it was me posting stuff about my night out or the recent I don't know, mobile phone I bought, a few years back. So we are always adapting and adopting new technology because we make our lives better, faster, and it also gives us new opportunities to interact with other people who are similar to us. So a lot of people put stuff on Instagram because they want to find people like themselves. So
Yeah.
that's the reality of the world we live in. And again, I feel we're not going to stop adopting new things. One thing constant in life is change. And as human beings, we are in this zone where we see a new shiny thing, we want it, and we want to make that part of our life so we can make our lives better.
Yeah. Yeah. To the audience, what do you think? Are you using wearables? Most people these days are using some sort of wearable, if only just like a Fitbit, step counter. Would you go as far as the Meta Ray Bans? Would you use Humane's pin? Pop it in the comments. Pop us a DM. We'd love to engage with you. And yeah, that's all for this episode. Thanks again for taking the time, Raj, and we'll check you out in the next episode.
Thank you, Megan, for the opportunity.